9-4 is about multiplying special cases of binomials. So remember, a binomial has two terms. So there's a rule that if you multiply the same binomial twice, then the shorthand is going to be a squared, the first term squared, plus twice the first and second term, so 2ab, plus the last term squared. So this also works for subtraction. So you do the first term squared minus twice ab, and then it's actually still going to be plus b squared because a negative times a negative is positive. Now you can FOIL this out, a plus b to prove that it's a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So I'm going to do that. So first times first is a squared, plus outside is ab, plus inside is ab, and plus last is b squared. So this actually simplifies to 2ab. So if you can recognize the shortcut, it's faster. And it'll also help you when you're factoring too. So, for example, x plus 7 squared is going to be x squared, because it's the first term squared, plus 2 times the first term and the second term, so 2x times 7, plus 7 squared, which is 49. So this simplifies to x squared plus 14x plus 49. So the second example is x minus 5 squared. So that turns into x squared, because you square the first term, then it's minus 2 times the first term times the last term, plus the last term squared, so negative 5 squared. Now notice I put negative 5 squared in parentheses. This is going to turn into a positive. So it's x squared minus 10x plus 25. So this is, you also have the difference of squares. So if you have a plus b times a minus b, notice the a's are the same and the b's are the same, but the only difference is the signs are different. This simplifies to a squared minus b squared. Now you can FOIL it out on your own to prove why that's true. So this example would be a squared, which is the first term squared, so y squared minus the last term multiplied by the last term, or the last term squared, so it's minus 16. The second example is t cubed times t cubed is t to the 6. Remember, we add the exponents, and then minus 6 times 6, which is 36. And you can FOIL it out too to prove that's why, but I'm just using the rule. Now this comes in handy if you know these two. This comes in handy when you're doing mental math. So if you had to do 51 squared without a calculator, this is actually 50 plus 1 times 50 plus 1. So 50 times 50 is 2500 plus 2 times 1 times 50 plus 1 squared. So 51 squared is 2500 plus 100 plus 1. So that's 2601 is the answer. So you could do the same for 98 squared. So this is going to be 100. I'm picking 100 because it's a number that's close to 98 and easier to work with. Minus 2 times 100 minus 2. Or 100 minus 2 squared, same thing. So you could still do first and then minus twice these two numbers and then plus 4.